Hi, I'm Dave, and this is episode 52 of On the Bench. Available on iTunes, Stitcher, and all good podcast apps. While you're there, don't forget to mark us as your favourite so that you never miss a show. This episode is all about trucks, big rigs, prime movers, tractor trailers, lorries, call them what you will. We're going to be blowing the horn on truck models in this episode. Dennis Tennant, Martin Underwood and Michael DeFelice have joined the hallowed ranks of our Patreon supporters. You too can join the ranks of our growing supporter army by going to www.patreon.com/onthebench and pledge any amount from $1 upwards. Your valued contributions will assist us in offsetting our production and hosting costs and are greatly appreciated by both myself and the team. And without further ado, let's get on with the show. G'day, Ian.
G'day, Dave. G'day, listeners.
G'day, Julian.
Good evening.
Man of little words.
Yes, our own Corbin Dallas.
So, guys, what's been happening?
I just finished decaling up all my valves.
Oh, how many did you have to do?
27 valves, 15 decals per valve, except for one which had 17.
Yeah.
So that was 407 individual decals.
407 individuals.
Yep. And like the little red triangles that go on the wheel spats are really small.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So does this mean that you're going to be doing an F4 Phantom soon?
Yeah.
You know,
Or
as a break, from all the decals that you've been doing.
Or an F15 or something like that with a ton of decals on it.
Actually, I've got one sitting in my stash at Phantom.
Yeah, I know.
The Airfix one.
Yeah, I know.
Should,
don't envy you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, fun with the
That's
decals
true.
with that one, mate.
So you've just been doing the Shikaku and nothing but.
Well, that's all I can do. Got to get it finished, mate. Got 4 weeks.
How about you, Julie? What have you been up to?
Yeah, I've been building the Helldiver.
Yep.
And that's been going along. It's been going pretty quickly, but now up to putting on the dive brakes that are all photo etch.
Oh, lovely.
So
Terrific.
So it's more or less like it's almost one entire piece that goes from the bottom, the flaps, to the top air brakes.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a big piece of photo etch, and I got to put it in there, and the area tells you to remove the plastic for it to go in.
Yeah.
I went a little too far. There's like a little panel line that sort of runs around the edge of the existing air brakes.
Yeah.
Right? And I thought I had to remove that as well. So now I've got to build that back in with some sheet styrene. And then I can put them in and...
You won't make that mistake again.
I probably won't build another one of these again. I'd like to. I wouldn't mind, actually. It's been fun. There's a lot of photo etch and things in it. And they'll... If I was going to do it again, I would have used the photo etch that Edward has for the landing gear wheel wells. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Because they actually look better than the Aries resin ones, I reckon.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So like the little holes, because it's got all these ribbing in there, and you got holes that have like cables and like brake lines and things like that runs through it. The holes are much larger, which looks more correct, I think.
Right.
Yeah, and also like the thickness of those ribs is thinner, obviously, because they're photo etch.
Yes.
And I think that is actually closer to how it really looks after combing over photos and.
Yes.
It was a bit of a pain on the cockpit though, because there are photos of Helldivers, the cockpits of the later version after they completely rearranged the cockpit, but not the earlier versions.
Oh, dear.
Because later on they made it so there's these nice long instrument panel type things that run down either side with all the switches on it.
Yeah.
But earlier on they've got a odd bodge collection of little, like control levers and things all over the place. Little modules and things. Fortunately, because I've got a really super old boxing and an initial boxing, the old Pro Modeler boxing.
Yep.
That actually, because it's like a premium version of like Monograms kits, it actually comes with photos in there. And those are the only photos I've ever found of the early cockpit.
Oh.
The only problem is they're in black and white, so I'm not sure what colour things are.
I'll have to have a look through my detail and scale book. See if I can find some good photos for you.
I'm already past it anyway.
Oh.
So,
fair enough.
yeah, as soon as I get these dive brakes on, it's painting time.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. Surprisingly, the wing route, because unlike modern kits that have a nice big spar that runs from one wing through to the other, so that you get the dihedral right, and it also helps strengthen it and give it a good contact with the fuselage. Doesn't have any of that, but the fit is really good, really really good.
Huh.
Yeah, like no filler whatsoever.
Okay.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. So
What brand was it again?
Pro Modeler, so it's like
Monogram.
Monogram.
Oh, okay.
Monogram is like a premium brand.
Yeah.
Like Black Label or something.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So what about you, Dave?
Well, I've all but finished the cruiser, the Japanese cruiser. Can
you remember the name of it yet?
No, I can't. Misaka or something like that. I don't know.
Sudoku.
Sudoku. That's terrible. I don't know.
Tiramisu.
I had some issues because it's Tamiya kit, and I was using the Tamiya decals on the aircraft, and they just weren't going down with microsol. So I tried Ian's little trick where you get a little bit of Tamiya thin, and
extra thin cement.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry, and I had about a 60-40% success rate with that. Some of the decals went just totally destroyed.
Yeah, because you put too much on.
And others just set down beautifully. I just couldn't believe how they wicked down like that.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Because it's complicated because the aircraft on this, they've got like almost looks like corrugations, and they're over scale, obviously, for 1350.
Yep.
And so the Tamiya decal was just sitting on top, and there's no way it was going down. Regardless of how much microsol I was putting on, or microset, it just wasn't going on. So I thought, I'll try the Tamiya extra thin trick, and it sort of did work in some circumstances, and others it didn't. So instead of having 5 aircraft on there, it's only having 3 now.
Oh, the other 2 are out on patrol.
Well, that's what I reckon too, or in the shop getting fixed or something like that. Yeah.
So what was the normal? So you normally use microscale, do you?
Microsoft.
No. Microsoft. I can't think of the name.
Microsol.
The microsol one.
Yeah,
the one that comes in the little narrow bottle.
Yeah.
You got 2.
The one that
you
tips
got
over all the time.
microsol and you got microset.
The microset is the one I was using.
Because you got to use one before the other.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know there's 2 of them, and you got to because I don't use it myself.
Well, I've got the 2 of them.
Because you got to look it up online. You got to use one before the other.
Oh, that's perhaps why I wasn't so successful.
Because I just use the Gunzi in the green bottle.
Yeah, that's the Mr. Mark Softer.
Yeah, I don't know if the stuff works.
But also, guns have a pairing with it as well. They have Mr. Mark Setter.
Right.
And do you have to use that, or you don't use the setter?
I just like when I did the I think the drift markings on the rear tail feathers on the valves.
Yeah.
Like they were little decals that just went over the whole tail section.
Yeah.
So I just put them in place and then just put a puddle of the Gunzi stuff on top, put it to the side. 15 minutes later, they were just boom.
Oh, you left it that long sitting on top?
I don't even touch it. Just put it on there and just let it evaporate and.
And it sucks it all down.
They just suck down perfectly.
It is
except for one on one wing, which that was my fault for touching it, and it just. Bleh. So one of them's got a bit. One of the on one side they're a bit dodgy.
Oh, I might have to get some of that good and stuff then and try that.
So it is stronger stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But sometimes it's not enough for Tamiya decals.
Yeah.
No.
Either.
Yeah.
There is something stronger, I believe.
Well, you guys did warm him at Tamiya decals.
Yeah. Tamiya do great kits, but I've never been a fan of their decals.
There is one other product, and I haven't been able to get a hold of it. It's called Solver Set, and that's supposed to be stronger than the Tamiya stuff. Sorry, than the Gun stuff. And that'll.
Solver Set. I've heard of Solver Set.
Supposedly that works.
But do you want it stronger? If you're stronger, you get risk of
messing up your
damaging
paint.
your decals.
And
your paint too,
and your paint, yeah. I have had the Gun stuff, Mr. Mark Softer, destroy my paint.
Yep.
In extreme cases. Also, there are cases where, as it's evaporated off of the decal, like say you got like the big, the Hinamaru's on a Japanese plane, right?
Yeah.
There have been cases I've had where it's evaporated off, and you know how like it evaporates and leaves little tiny bubbles, like little tiny like pools of the stuff, and then that will stay there for too long and burn a hole in your decal where it's sort of morphed it. It's like it's stretched
Right.
the decal in that one spot, and you end up with like a little crater shape in the decal.
That'd suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That'd suck big time.
I've just about all but finished this now, so I put it aside and I thought I'd start building my water bomber. And it was just such a dog of a kid. I put that aside. It's frustrating the hell out of me.
That bad, is it?
Oh, it's so bad.
In what way?
Well, the fuselage halves, there's no locating pins. They're just straight butting up against each other.
Mm-hmm.
The engine, because I use a turbo prop, and you get the big exhaust that comes out the back. So where you put the exhaust in, the engine nacelle just won't marry up anymore. So I've got to, I wouldn't call it fettling in it. I've got to do some major surgery to sort of get it to fit.
That word annoys me. It's a bit weird.
And the flash on it, and what, fettling?
Yeah. I don't know. That's the only time I ever hear it is in like modelling, and every time it pops up, I was like, that's a weird word.
That's a word. That's a fetish word.
So it was driving me nuts. So I thought, okay, I'll dig out the Emily and build that. And I thought I'd make it a weekend project, and almost was.
That's good, yeah.
It was interesting because I couldn't find where I put my Yushi elastic line stuff. So I dug out the Easy Line. And I reckon the Yushi stuff goes down better than the Easy Line does.
Oh, the Yushi stuff's brilliant.
So
that's what I used on my carrier for the first time.
I've got 3 rolls of Easy Line if somebody wants it.
Because I've been for years, at least 10 years, I've been using this one roll of knitting in elastic.
Yeah.
Which is great stuff, but you've got to remove the cotton from the outside. So it's like a bobbin full of thread.
Yeah.
And so you unwind how much you need, snip it off, and then you got to get it between your thumbnail and your pointer fingernail.
Yep.
And just basically just draw it through your nails until you see this tiny little bit of elastic pop out the side of the
too much work.
of the side of the cotton, and then you just thread that out and.
But I was using the Easy Line on the float, so where the floats come down underneath the wings, and whereas with the Yushi stuff, you put just a kiss of super glue down and it bonds straight away.
Yep.
This Easy Line stuff, I'm sitting there and it's just not marrying up. What the hell's going on here? So
unless your super glue's gone old.
No. It wasn't. The super glue's fine. Because I only used it last week. So I'm getting rid of all my Easy Line stuff and I went and ordered through Yushi all 3 sizes that he's got, as well as some of his new scissors, the ultra fine scissors. So they're in the mail now, coming through.
He's got new scissors.
So that's just about finished. So, and I went and bought myself a M113 APC Tamiya kit.
Nice.
In, was it 135th? I haven't got my glasses. Hang on. Where's my glasses?
Yeah, it'd be 35th.
Yeah, it is 135th scale. So that's going to be fun. And at the club meeting last week, we had a raffle, and Julian and I both won. Julian went and dived into the raffle box. We've got a box full of kits there. And he was looking at the Corsair 2, which is a 148 scale Hobby Boss Corsair 2 A7B.
Well, I won first, so
Yes.
I had dibs, and I was
You were
holding
looking
on
at
to
this?
I was holding on to the Corsair box for a while. I thought, I'll be nice to Dave. I'll let him have that one. And then afterwards, I went looking through the box, and it's like, there's nothing else of value.
So
Not really.
There's a half-built Plymouth GTX in there.
Yeah, I'll pass.
But this Corsair kit, it comes with undercarriage, the Aries resin wheel bays, the Aries resin cockpit set, and yeah, very excited. I can't wait to sort of get stuck into this. So yeah.
So what prompts you to get the APC?
Because I've got the Centurion I bought a couple of weeks ago. I thought I'd get the APC that'll go with it for our club's doing Vietnam as a theme next year, the next expo. And
That's right.
I thought, yeah, you know what? I might get that. Looks pretty good.
Well, I'm not buying anything for next year's club display. I've already got my kit.
Cool.
Just your one kit.
One kit, that's all I'm doing this next year. One kit, because I'm going to build for myself for a change.
Yeah, same.
Because I'm sick and tired of building for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So next year, all I'm doing is a Sky Raider.
Nice. Oh, that'd be a nice. That's a nice holiday of a kid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the toilet bomb.
Oh, you know what else I used for the first time? That Humbrol mask roll. Mask?
Yeah. That purple stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because on the Emily, the 1/144th scale, it's got all these...
the wavy demarcation. Is that what you mean?
No. For all the the cockpit stuff. And you've
The
got
windows.
Oh, windows.
Yeah, and I used to do that. It worked really well. I was very impressed.
I know that Molotow,
Yeah.
who do the chrome pens, also do a masking pen.
Yeah, I know, and I should have... I've been meaning to buy one of them. I'll have to get one because that would be absolutely perfect. Because trying to apply this stuff with
would, because like the scale that you're working with, 144.
Yeah. Trying to apply this stuff with a
Paintbrush.
No. Yeah, how can you do it with a paintbrush? Because it all gums up.
Exactly.
I use a toothpick.
Oh, yeah.
And just sort of, massage it around. But it came out really good. I was very impressed, actually. So...
I went down to the local hobby shop last weekend. Needed to buy some tomato tape. Well, I'll go in there. I'll just buy some tomato tape. I know exactly where it's hanging on the wall, where they got it hanging on the
this
wall.
is going.
Walked in there, grabbed the tomato tape, turned around, and what's staring at me? The new Tamiya Spitfire Mark 1.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I'll go, oh, yeah, I'll grab that. And while I'm grabbing that, what's next to it? The new Airfix Sea Fury Export.
Dun, dun, dun.
Damn it.
What's really cool about the Sea Furies, on the box art, it's got two Sea Furies from the Royal Australian Air Force. Navy, sorry.
Yep.
Where they've just shot down that...
Oster AOP that was unmanned.
Yes. So there's a thing back in the 50s where an unmanned Oster took off or was flying and the Navy got dispatched to shoot it down.
It was actually a British pilot that shot it down.
Yeah, because they had a lot of Royal Navy guys in the Royal Australian Navy.
And it even comes with a decal to put the little Oster
does it
as
really?
a kill marking.
But that's an awesome looking kit.
It's a nice looking kit, yeah.
Details are really crisp, and I love the late Airfix stuff. It's just so good.
Yeah, they really have lifted up ever since they got bought out. I think by Hornby or whoever it was.
Oh, that big company. There's a big overarching company that's bought them all out. Yeah,
and they've just really just gone leaps and bounds.
Cool.
So I did buy a few things as well.
Oh, what'd you get?
I bought a few more of the Despair, or whatever their name is, them tools. I bought one of them photo etch bending tools.
But you already had one.
Yeah, well, I used the Tamiya bending pliers, as they call them, and I really like them.
So when you say bending tools, you mean like a bug?
Yeah. So like the kind where you got like these two screws and it's got a big plate of steel.
So is it a long one or is it like oblong shape or is it square?
Oblong shaped.
Okay, the big long one, yeah.
Yeah, the rectangle looking thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, and it's all like anodized red. So it looks really pretty and everything. I was like, yeah, why not? It'll probably be really good. I've got enough faith in them now that I can buy things unseen.
You got to get their tweezers.
I do wanted to get them, but they didn't have them in the store.
Amazing, their tweezers.
Oh, I've got their tweezers yet.
Oh, they're really good tweezers. I got both. They've got flat and pointy. Really well engineered.
Oh, look at us. We're just gluttons for getting tools, aren't we?
Yep.
Why not? So I bought that, and because I still like my Tamiya bending pliers, and I reckon they're much faster and easier to work with than one of those proper screw down bending tool type things.
Yeah, I agree in some circumstances, absolutely.
Especially if they're small pieces.
Yep.
But the problem is when you come to long lengths, like around say 5 centimeters long or something, and it's only a small edge to work with. It's not something you can bend with your fingers.
Yep.
You mean like doing catapults for ships?
Yeah, stuff like that. Something where you essentially got like two very long, thin pieces that you've got to bend in half.
Yep.
Kind of thing. It's terrible for that because you
okay.
can't get enough clamping. Because like mine are getting a bit worn. So when you bring them, when you clamp, exert force on them and they come together, they first come together at the tip. Then as you apply more force, the tip loosens and the middle is where all the pressure is applied.
Right.
Right away.
So you can't exert an equal amount of pressure down the entire thing, and
throw them away and get a new tool. Get a new one.
They're still good for little things.
All right.
Like the little things you put in cockpits and stuff like that. So it's still good for that.
Okay.
It's just when it comes to like large, long things
But now you got your new bending tools, so you don't need to worry about it.
That's right. So I'm covered on both sides.
How much was it out of interest?
I didn't look at the price.
Probably would have scared him away if he did.
Look at the price.
It's like I'll look at the price when I go to buy it, and I'm like, okay, well that's how much it is. Okay, I'll buy it. And then as soon as I've made a decision to buy it, I don't need that information anymore, so it just evaporates out of my brain.
Yeah, we've got some listeners out there who might want to know. You got to think about that now.
Yeah, it's
You're
true.
a radio star
Oh
now.
no. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess, I think it's somewhere in the realm of like $80 or something.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I also bought a fistful of those AK pencils.
Oh, did
Oh,
you?
did
I'm
you?
hanging out for it to get them.
Yeah.
Which ones you get?
See, I'm not a big fan of the packs, and even though they're not in stock yet, so I wouldn't have got the packs anyway.
See, I would. That's what
I'll get the box set.
I've got my name down for the box set.
Yeah, I always get the box set. Done.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting the whole lot, but I wouldn't buy like a box of 5 and another box of 5 kind of thing.
Yep.
Stuart over in Canada got some, and he was talking about them on his last show.
Didn't you get the whole lot though?
No. You know, you think you got about? They come in packs of 3 or 5.
I think
5.
5.
Yeah,
per
so
pack.
he got one pack of them. He's been playing with, and he's pretty happy with them.
Well, I looked at some of those packs of 5, and it's like every time I looked at one of them, because there's like, I don't know, 5 different packs of 5. And every time I looked at one, I'm like, well, I'd use 3 of those, and the other 2 I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So what did you buy them individually, or?
Yeah, I bought them individually. So I bought like an aluminium, like a streaking grimy one, and I bought a few blue ones or something for the thing I'm currently working on, the Helldiver.
How much were they individually?
I know, something like $3.
Where'd you get them from?
B&A.
B&A selling them now.
They've got them already, have they?
Yeah, B&A Model World.
Oh, well, guess what I'll be doing tomorrow? Spending more money at B&A.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing tomorrow too.
I love feeding Ian ideas of things to buy.
Well,
it's one of my favourite things.
Well, that's what I'm buying them tomorrow as well. If the full pack's there,
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting.
Yeah. I'll see if they even stock the model art.
All right,
So I'm trying to find the new model art magazine.
Yeah.
What's the new model art one?
The new model art's got my
The new tank art, you mean?
model art. The Australian model art
Oh,
magazine.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aussie magazine.
Because
Yeah.
I've got 6 pages in there with me Model T.
Ian
So, of course, I'm finally in
Simon's-
print and I can't find the magazine anywhere. Driving me bananas.
Oh, dear.
But
So-
that's the way it is.
That's all you guys got for that?
Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to ask you.
Yes.
Have you ever installed like resin, like big pieces of resin into an aircraft kit before?
I've built resin ships. Does that count?
Not quite,
Why?
because that's gluing resin to resin, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but when it comes to putting like Aries and wheelbays and
Yep.
engines and cockpits and things
Yep.
into existing plastic kits, do you have one of them Dremel type things?
Yeah, I got one of those Dremels. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll need one of those.
Yeah, you got to thin the plastic out pretty severely with the Aries stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, tight fits.
Or
They don't really design them to fit a kit like Eduard do.
Yeah.
They're sort of like, here's the thing, it's up to you to get it to fit, and you normally have to thin things down to and you're thinning it down, you're thinning it down, and then you look, oh geez, it's getting pretty thin. You're holding it up to the light, and you're trying to make sure that you've thinned it out the equal amount by how much light comes through it.
Yeah, I learnt that when I did my Wyvern.
Yeah, you two guys are scaring the hell out of me now. I don't think I'm going to use the resin stuff.
Oh, it's good.
Nah, you'll look at it, and you'll look at what you've been given in the plastic, because it is a hobby boss kit. It's not the most detailed thing, and you're like, nah, I can't get away with this. I'll have to use it.
I could have the wheel wells closed up, and I could have the cockpit shut up, and do it that way.
It might,
Just do what some people do and paint the inside of the cockpit canopy black.
It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that it'll be that bad a fit that you have to thin down things a lot,
Yeah.
but it might be.
I'll let you know how I go.
Yeah, it'll be a good learning experience either way.
Definitely.
Before we get on to what's new in the modelling world, I think it's time for a new segment.
Ooh.
So what I'm proposing is that you, our listeners, let us know what shows are coming up in your area and send us an email along with the date of the show and also the address, and we'll give it a plug on air for free. How's that sound?
Sounds fantastic.
So send any information you have about modelling shows coming up to onthebench64@gmail.com. And remember, we only publish every fortnight, so keep that in mind when you're sending the email through. And we'll have a new segment saying talking about modelling shows that are coming up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how's that all sound?
I did look at some of the Facebook albums for the recent Mosin model show, which is is it Hungary?
Hungary,
yeah.
Jesus.
Wow, those guys really knock it up a level, don't they?
Oh yeah, they're like almost everything. Every single model on the table is like a trophy winner here.
Yeah.
You know.
But while that's a fairly large show, it's a lot of little shows that go on that are held just by little local chapters of, IPMS and little sort of non-aligned model clubs as well hold. So,
and that's a good way for them if the guys want to let us know. We can let everyone else know and get more people through the doors.
Yep. And also we'll promote the hobby that way too.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Well, you guys ready to have a look at what's new? There's some interesting stuff. That is
interesting stuff.
Very interesting stuff, and there's some stuff even for Julian that's going to interest him as well.
I think I took a bit of a peek recently.
Well, before we go into it, I wonder if you've seen this one. So, from Micromere. Is it?
Micromere.
Thank you, Ian. Micromere. In 1/72nd scale, they have announced that they're going to doing a Kalen K7. How would you describe this aircraft?
Let's just say someone put wings on a building.
Someone with steampunk dreamings went crazy.
Just look at the undercarriage and the size of the struts.
What we'll do is...
which I think you probably have a ladder in them that you could walk up and down. I'm surprised it doesn't have a tank turret hanging off the top. It's that big.
I'm surprised it even flies.
It reminds me of something...
Did it actually work?
I don't know.
It does remind me of something like out of like Captain America or Wonder Woman. Those two movies.
Or what was that computer game? We had those really fantastical aircraft and you go around shooting each other up. What was that called?
I know the game, but don't ask me what it was called. But yeah, it was all like that fantasy sort of aircraft.
Well, you know what? This reminds me of...
It's Russian anyway.
It's a 6-engine bomber.
Yeah,
with fixed landing gear.
It reminds me of the old Flash Gordon from the 1930s, 1940s.
20s.
Yeah,
from the serials.
Exactly, that's what it looks like.
See, Dave's showing his age now.
No, I've just got an interest in
when I look at
old science fiction stuff.
When I look at it, it's like that period of time when people thought, okay, the future of aviation is more wings and more engines.
Yeah.
The
bigger the better. It's a ridiculous looking thing.
Well, imagine what it's going to be like in 1/72nd scale. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be massive.
Yeah.
Absolutely massive.
I'll post a picture of that or the link to it in our Facebook page. So, speaking of Facebook, there's a lot of new people joining lately. It's been really good.
Oh, is it? Good.
So,
more the merrier.
Following the show and then coming along and joining up.
Good.
Let's have a look at what Hobby Boss have announced for May. And they've got 2 new tank releases. The first one is a French R37 light infantry tank in 1/35th scale.
You're like a Hotchkiss. Well, it's a Renault.
It's a Renault R35, which is a French light infantry tank of the Second World War, designed in 33 and produced from 36 onwards. Remember we had a show about 5 episodes ago about French tanks?
Yes, with Robert.
Robert. I wonder what Robert's thoughts on this.
So I believe the R35 has been around for a while, and this is an R39, which might be some kind of slight variant on it.
You're right, actually, the R39, yes. So, good pickup, Julian. Didn't know you were so into French tanks.
Well, I know people who are.
Next up from Hobby Boss in 1/35th scale, we have a Merkava Mark IV. This is a locally produced Israeli Defence Force tank, and the interesting thing about it, it's also a troop carrier as well. It's got a little section in the rear that pops down and allows, I think, up to 6 troopers to run in and out. It's been quite successful in the way they employ it over in Israel. And
when you're going up against kids with stones, I think you could do all right.
Let's put aside the political discussion. Comes with a total of 33 sprues. Photo etch parts are included. Metal chain is included. I think that's for that little skirt that goes around the back of the turret as a anti...
So there's like a whole bunch of little lengths of chain with little balls and stuff. Yeah, they do that on the rear of their tanks quite a bit.
This kit's got over 700 parts. It's multi-sided moulded lower hull and upper hull and turret. Individual tracks are included. If you like your modern Israeli stuff, definitely check this one out.
There's a lot more photo etch in this kit than I usually see in Hobby Boss's stuff.
Yes, there is.
They've toned it back on the photo etch a lot lately, but this one they've gone full on.
Hobby Boss photo etch can be hit and miss in my experience. So, yeah, to see how you go with that. Now, this is the one that I thought would interest Julian.
The Rifle model's new Easy 8.
Yep.
It's there's a lot of new Shermans coming out this year, and as Ian just said, Rifle models have produced this new one, which is an Easy 8. It's in 1/35th scale, got 10 sprues, including the hull and turret, individual track links, photo etch, but only decals for one Sherman is included. What are your thoughts on this, Julian, seeing you're such a lover of Shermans?
It looks cool. A little bit scared about the individual link tracks.
Yeah, the multi-track.
Yeah,
they multiple parts on those.
But things that I really do like on it are the canvas cover that goes around that connects the mantlet to the
turret.
The turret, yep. So the cast texturing on it is quite nice as well.
The cast texturing on this is absolutely off the charts because it's even got the individual numbers cast in on the front glacis there.
Yeah, looks like you get 3 different styles of drive sprocket.
And on the turret as well, it's got the casting stamps on there as well, which it just looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it really looks like if you wanted to buy an Easy 8 and you wanted to make sure it's got like all the detail possible, this would be the kit to go for, I reckon.
I mean, have a look at the detail of that Browning machine gun there. It just looks absolutely superb.
I would still replace the gun barrel on that, just because I prefer brass on when it comes to little like those vented machine gun barrels.
Even comes with 3 little grease guns.
It does.
Yeah. So I mean, like this would be, if I was going to build an Easy 8, this is the one I would get, I would think, unless something comes up and it's got like some huge inaccuracy or something, which I kind of doubt. I mean, the Easy 8 is a pretty well-known subject, and there's been lots of good contenders in that space, like the Tamiya kit.
Now, these tracks in the drivetrain, they're all fully movable. So you
comes with a jig.
Yeah, a special jig to make your tracks. Because there's what?
There'd be
4 pieces per track.
1, 2, 3. No,
4.
Just 3. Where's your 4th one?
At the top, little drive. No, you get 1. Then
the interlink. Yeah.
So you've got you've got the tracks, you've got the rubber pads, and you've got the
guide shoes.
Yeah, the guide horns.
Guide horns, sorry.
Yeah, guide horns. It's got photo etch for the little guards that go over the headlights. That's really good. That's what I want to see.
And also this is the posable, the driver's
viewfinder
thing. Well, you can sound like you're getting very excited about this, Julian.
Yes, I'm very excited, and also means there might be more coming. Right, so I do like the Easy 8 because there's a lot of, most people, if you're not into Shermans, there's a lot of different types of Shermans, right?
Yeah.
This is a very, very late Sherman.
Yeah.
It's got that really tough looking turret, and it's got the steep looking angle on the front armor.
The front glacis,
and it's got the HVSS wheels, the suspension system.
Yep.
But I do like the early ones that have the cast hull. That's all nice and rounded. And
the cast hull looks absolutely brilliant.
Yep.
Absolutely gorgeous. All right, that's all from...
Tag on.
Rifle models.
Rifle, sorry, yes. Where was I?
I didn't know idea. Trumpeter, let's see what Trumpeter are talking about this month. First of all, we've got MiG-29 SMT Fulcrum in 1/32nd scale.
That'd be a big kit.
Huge. It would be.
I don't like this one. It's the one with the hunchback.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It looks a bit odd, doesn't it? So this is the later generation. Towards the end of its production run, I think they had this was built with a hump on its back to incorporate all the, stuff that they needed to put in. Additional fuel tanks, perhaps. That's right, on the spine. That's additional fuel tank on the spine. These are notoriously thirsty aircraft too, so it comes in a number of different schemes and lots of decals, and I'm sure to those of you who like building Soviet iron, you're going to really enjoy this particular kit. Next up from HMS York from Trumpeter in 1/350 scale. For those of you guys out there who like your Royal Navy heavy cruisers, I know there's quite a few people excited about this.
Oh, I am. There's just not enough Royal Navy cruisers and destroyers in that scale.
And it's funny, the Royal Navy cruisers had a sort of real sort of, I don't know, it's not an odd look to it, but it was almost like a mixture, sort of like half military, half not, with their hull shape and everything. It's very, with all the portholes along the side. It's something you just don't see in more modern sort of warships.
Yep.
Away with the portholes. So it comes with a little walrus aircraft, and that should be
it looks all right.
Nice little kit to build. I've never had any dramas with Trumpeter with their ships. I think they're not too bad. It comes with some photo etch. Photo etch from Trumpeter can be a bit hit and miss in the naval side of things, so you might want to consider getting an aftermarket kit for that. Next in 1/35th scale, still on Trumpeter, is a Russian Chrysanthemum, which is a anti-tank system based on one of their, looks like BMP hulls.
Yep. So this is, I think, very, very, very new.
Yeah.
Or at least a new iteration of an old design.
Yes, yeah. And to be fair, the Soviets had so many of these hulls sort of floating around that they lended themselves quite readily to sort of having things bolted on and tried out new different things.
It might be a case of like the actual hull's new, but they've kept all the old suspension components and wheels and things.
Oh, quite possibly, yeah. This comes with individual links for the track, so those of you who enjoy that sort of thing, as do I. A very small photo etch fret, and again, Trumpeter photo etch can be hit and miss, but I think on the armour it's not too bad.
I've done a few of their armour kits, and the photo etch is pretty good.
Yeah.
Last from Trumpeter in 1/72nd scale is a TU-128U2 Fiddler. In 1/72nd scale, it's going to be a monster of a kit. So
That is going to be huge.
The Tupolev TU-28 was a long-range interceptor that introduced in the 1960s, and it was used as one of the heaviest fighters ever introduced in the service. It was mainly an interceptor to try and shoot down all the streams of SAC aircraft coming over the North Pole to bomb Russia. But this particular model, in the front of the nose area, they actually took out the radar and put it in another pilot position. So the UT actually stands for training.
Yeah, it's a training aircraft.
They built about 4 of these, I think. But, it's not a bad-looking aircraft at all. And
it looks weird with that nose.
If it wasn't for the fact that it was that scale, I could be seriously tempted into getting one. Last but not least from Trumpeter, there's a Soviet multiple rocket launcher on a BM-13 truck in 1/35th scale. The Katyusha multiple rocket launchers are a type of rocket artillery built and fielded by the Soviet Union in World War II.
Yep, but this is like a modern equivalent.
Same theory on the back with the rockets.
Yep.
I mean, the rockets are fairly simple, and you just put it on a more modern sort of truck, and off you go.
Yep, looks like one of the markings is for finish.
That's interesting pickup there, Ian. Didn't notice that. So that's it from Trumpeter. Last but not least, we have Italeri, and the first announcement they've got for May is a Pegasus Bridge D-Day 75th anniversary battle set in 1/72nd scale. Italy have been doing a few of these lately, where they're doing sort of big sets and sort of handing them.
I read the book on Pegasus Bridge about a year or so ago. It's a fascinating read.
Oh, it is.
How they that small band of British paratroopers managed to take that and enjoy themselves while they were doing it. Especially when a couple of lads got hold of an anti-tank gun and decided to take pot shots at the water tower across the river.
This is really interesting. So included in this set, you have 50 German infantry figures, you have 50 British paratroopers, you have an Opel Blitz and a Kumpelwagen kit.
Kumpelwagen?
Yep. German Pak 40, Pak 35, Pak 38 with 9 figures, some battlefield accessories. And also in MDF laser cut, you have the Pegasus Bridge itself.
The bridge looks cool.
Oh, it's a great looking bridge.
Like if I was into wargaming, this would be a really cool thing to get.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You look at the figures, and they're actually really nice figures. Like for 72nd scale, they look great.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's that soft plastic though, like the old high density polyethylene that the Airfix.
They usually are.
Because then it's damn hard to paint them if you can paint them at all. So if there was styrene, it might be not too bad.
I wonder because I mean, there's no. There doesn't seem to be any bases to them, are there?
No.
If there are, they haven't shown them in the promotional shots.
Looks like they got the bases on there already. If you have a close
they got the little
look at that picture of that sprue there.
Yeah, the little sort of like plank that runs between the 2 feet.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that let them fall over.
Yeah. I think they're supposed to set them into like similar to the Games Workshop. You've got like the little circular bases that they slot into.
Oh, okay, yeah. So all in all, that looks like a great little sort of one-off thing to go and purchase, and
it'd be really good if they came with like some gliders.
It would be too, wouldn't it?
Because the way those pilots landed those little gliders,
at least one glider.
because the Germans had all these steel poles everywhere.
Yeah.
In the landing zone, and these guys managed to just arse it and just get in between the poles and land them perfectly.
I think it was good luck more than good planning.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, well, you don't usually only hear about the success stories, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's true too. Next up from Middle Area, you have a Scania R400 streamline flat roof truck, and it's interesting because we're talking about trucks tonight. Look at our special guest coming on later on.
Cool.
So this is 1/24th scale. It's comes in at 52 euros, and you know what? I'm not going to say too much more about this. I'm going to leave all that stuff to truck talk for when we have our guest on later on. War Thunder UH-1C and an MI-24D, basically a Huey and a Hind in 1/72nd scale. This again is Italeri going with the pairing themselves with the
Video game.
Absolutely,
but there's something very interesting about this.
Oh yeah,
because Italeri have been known to pair themselves and make boxings of their kits for World of Tanks. Now, World of Tanks is in direct sort of competition with War Thunder, which is a different game, and that's what this is. So they're like playing both sides almost.
Oh,
well, there you go. You learn something every day.
Like the French in Africa.
So this box contains 2 model kits, as I said before. 2 display
seriously,
bases.
You're going to put a Hind up against a Huey? The Huey's going to be mincemeat.
2 display bases. The glue's included with the Italeri glue. I don't know what that's like. But you also get bonus codes that you can use.
The Italeri glue looks like a little bottle you get for eardrops.
The bonus code also comes with it as well that you can use in the game of War Thunder. Jeez, it does look like doesn't it, Ian?
Yeah, it's
all
like
right.
eardrops.
In 1/72nd scale from Italeri, the Fokker F-27 Friendship.
Oh, I don't want your Fokker Friendship. I just want your help.
So this is like a turboprop airliner kind of thing?
Yeah.
The box art looks really good.
It does. The only thing that annoys me about this
does look a bit like Koiki Shigeo's box art.
The only thing that annoys me is it doesn't come with any decals for Ansett, which is a local airline we had here in Australia, because they flew the and TAA. They both flew the Fokker Friendships.
Yep. Oh, you'd be able to get them aftermarket.
So I got super decal sheet for
3 versions.
3 versions, which is UK Air, Cannon Eagle Airlines in Las Vegas, and what's that? Amsterdam Airport, Schreiner Airways.
Yep.
Never heard of them.
They're a Dutch mob.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's not a very interesting looking plane, but the box art would, if you came across it in a model in a hobby shop, you'd probably buy it.
You know, I reckon
it looks the really good box art. It's so shiny and.
I reckon it's going to be quite a popular kit because there's a lot of airline guys out there, builders out there, and there hasn't been a decent Fokker Friendship kit in a while. So
I don't know.
Well, interesting. I wonder if this is actually a new kit, whether it's just a Reeboks too.
No idea.
No, I got no idea.
No idea.
No, well, we're in the dark here.
Yep.
Finally, from Italy is a kangaroo in 1/35th scale.
No, it's not actually it's the kangaroo tank, not an actual kangaroo.
Yeah.
The kangaroo tank was used by Britain in the mid to late stages of the war, and it was basically their way of doing an armoured personnel carrier at the time.
Well, it was the forerunner of most armoured personnel carriers.
Yeah, you're correct, yeah.
So it's basically, is it M7 Priest?
Yeah, it looks like a Priest.
The mobile artillery unit, where they put, what was it, like an artillery piece in essentially, I think it's the M3 Lee chassis.
Yep.
Or the Sherman, I can't remember which. There's a distinction. And then they just took the gun out. They made it a mobile armoured transport, and then later on I think they sometimes converted them back into artillery pieces.
All right.
But it's a long way from them actually tying that together with using them as assault vehicles like we do in modern day.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's enough room in there for everyone to duck down behind the armour.
No.
It'd be pretty uncomfortable to drive as well. All right, well, that's all I've got for what's new in the modelling world. How about you guys? You got anything new at all?
Not really, no.
You won't ask
who's
Julian
that?
because he never looks.
I saw today, I
That's
don't know
right.
if it's a Cargo Master in 1/144 scale being released soon.
Card game.
Cargo Master.
Cargo Master.
Yeah, big 1960s, 70s.
Twin boom?
No.
Oh, just the one with the front opens up like a
Yeah, something like
clamshell.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
New one of them coming out.
Who was doing that?
Oh, I can't remember. It's in all metal. Looks quite nice, actually. In your scale, 1/144.
Well, it's in metal.
No, well, the
scheme.
scheme's metal, yeah.
Bare aluminium, yeah.
Bare, yeah.
I'll have to keep my eye out for that. Although it's an ugly aircraft, so I don't think I'd ever want to purchase one anyway.
Yeah. It's got that little nose thing that hangs off, that little thin nose that hangs off the
that's
front.
an ugly aircraft.
Doesn't matter. It's 144 scale. Add to your collection, mate.
No, I don't collect models. I build models.
Well, if you can get like a...
You're right.
Nah. You know what? Actually, since you've started this podcast, you've been buying a lot more kits, haven't you?
I was buying a lot of kits before I started the podcast.
Because I remember the first time we came here to do a podcast, and there wasn't that many kits in your cupboard over there.
No, it's because you haven't opened up this cupboard in here. I had them all in here, and I've moved them now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there's always a lot there. It's just that the aircraft side of it's growing now, as is the armour side of it. So.
No, that's a dangerous thing, because then
I know,
like as soon as you get into a new type of model, then you have to go bananas on that too, and you're like, oh, I got to get one of them and one of them, and
I've got so many ships to build still.
Do what I do, mate. Make yourself an Excel spreadsheet. You're going to need it soon. Look, I'll be lost without mine.
Yeah, but I don't plan to buy that many armour kits, so I've pretty much got all I need. Oh, although I want to get the new Tamiya Sheridan tank.
I've got 14 Hannah mags.
Why have you got 14?
Because they're all different versions.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the Hanomag? Is that the German half-track thing?
Yeah, the SDKFC.
The really long one?
251.
Is that the super long one with like the truck front on
No.
on it?
No, it's like, you know that little 250 I did, the little reconnaissance one I did?
Yeah.
It's the bigger one of them.
Okay.
It's a 251.
Has you got the clamshell doors in the back? Or
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because there's about 22 different 23 variants of that machine.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And towards the end of the war, they got rid of those clamshell doors at the back and just built an all door. It was taking so long to build.
Yeah. And it had that typical German convoluted hinge system.
See, if the Americans had built it, they would have just built one.
Yeah.
Right?
And just mass produced it.
Yep, exactly. And they would have been able to exchange all the parts between all the different variants. And they'd have built 3 times as many.
Exactly.
Oh, but the running gear in that one, they thought all be the same, though, surely.
Yeah, the running gear's all the same.
Yeah. I mean, that's your main
But it's
stuff.
just what's in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because some of them got AA guns. One of them I've got, I think it's the... I can't remember what brand it is. But the sides actually drop down.
Oh, yeah, that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got the AA gun, the Pack 38 or whatever it is.
Oh, is it the 37 millimeter anti-aircraft gun? Or?
Yeah.
The quadruple one.
I think it is. Yeah, the quad. Yeah,
the quad 20 mils. Yeah.
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 I think they would have put all of those different ones on them anyway.
Yeah. I've got another one which is, I think, called the drilling, and that's got like a little...
Oh, zwilling?
No, drilling.
Drilling,
yeah. That's got like a 3-gun system on the...
Oh, ein, zwei, drei? Yeah, I get it.
All right, so that's it for What's New. But before we get on to our interview with our guest who's going to be talking about model trucks, there's something that's left hanging in the air between here and North America that we need to discuss.
North America, don't you mean Canada?
That's North America.
No, they don't like being called Americans.
I didn't call them Americans. I said North America.
Well, actually, they also get quite upset when people refer to the United States as America. They're like, we're part of America too.
Oh, okay.
The continent.
Well, Mexico's part of America. It's a continent called America.
Yeah, that's Central America. It's not the same thing. It's a different, like...
No, it's not.
Like, as far as continent...
Mexico's not Central America.
Mexico?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Central America.
I'm pretty sure it's in the...
Mexico's right dead smack in the middle between USA and South America.
No, you can't say Mexico's South America.
You know what? I'm probably right, but I don't care enough to I'm quite happy to concede this, all right?
All right.
So go on, Dave, you were saying?
Well, our friends over at Scale Model Podcast have thrown the gauntlet down, and they've thrown it down to you, Ian.
Oh, no.
They have said in their most recent episode that they've put out a challenge for you to build a Gundam kit.
Me build a Gundam kit.
You specifically.
Me build a Gundam kit.
Yes.
And you have to buy one with your own money too.
Oh, no.
But they did say it was...
But here's the thing. I think they were a bit slack. I think the cold has sort of snapped their brains a little bit over there, or dulled their wits a bit. They didn't sort of mention anything about the fact that what the counter to it is. So I think, Ian, you have a wonderful opportunity here to, A, accept the challenge and build a Gundam kit, but counter their challenge and get them to build something that you want them to build.
That's got some thinking time ahead of me.
You have got some thinking time. How about I give you until the end of this episode in which you can...
end of the episode.
End of the episode.
End of the episode.
Oh, do you want to wait until next episode?
I think I'll wait till next episode.
You would keep all our audience on tenterhooks.
Of course.
All right, then.
Well, he's going to know what he's dealing with yet. He has to equate it to whatever he buys.
Yeah.
So he has to buy something first.
So I have to buy some Gundam thing this week.
Yep. Some Gundam thing.
They're pretty cheap. Like they did say a starter one, right? So the starter ones are pretty damn cheap.
Well, that teddy bear cost me about... what the heck's that? Is that your phone?
Yeah, that was Godzilla.
That little Gundam kit I bought was only about $20.
Oh, yeah, what was it?
A little teddy bear.
Teddy bear? I
Yeah.
won't build a teddy bear.
Well, that's don't build one of those ones.
No, it'll be a
Well, I built it for my granddaughter.
robot or something.
I built it with my granddaughter, so yeah. All right, robot, whatever. Okay, so Stuart and Anthony, be forewarned, Ian will counter-challenge you with a kit that he demands that you build once he's chosen his Gundam kit that he's going to build.
Yeah, tit for tat.
And
it's only fair.
this is almost going to be like a Stanley Cup. See, I do know stuff about ice hockey. It's going to be like the Stanley Cup of modelling.
Yes.
It'll be interesting.
There will be. All right, so we'll hold that over until next episode then, shall
we will.
All right, no worries.
I don't mind giving you a hand in trying to pick something out.
All right.
Because I know a little bit. I don't know that much, but I've watched enough TV shows.
As long as it looks cool and I can weather it, I don't mind.
Yeah.
No, you can weather anything if you put your mind to it. All right, coming up shortly is going to be our chat about building trucks. Back shortly. And we're back for our next part of the show, where we're going to be talking with Jan, our special guest, who's going to be talking us through the world of lorries, big rigs, tractor trailers, trucks, whatever you want to call them. Hello, Jan. How you going?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
That's good, mate. So I came across you on Facebook. I saw some of the pictures you were posting about your trucks that you build, and
Yep.
they just look absolutely fantastic. But before we
Thank you very much.
before we dive in there a bit, let's have a little bit of background about your modelling background. So when did you first start modelling, and what are your main interests?
Oh, I first started modelling in the late 70s, early 80s. I was only a kid. And I always liked the trucks and the look of them and the sound of them. And so, yeah, started building trucks. And, yeah, did that for quite a few years. That was back in Belgium. That's where I was born and grew up.
Yep.
And, so basically I immigrated to Australia in 2002. And then basically it stopped, the building stopped, and for quite a few years I started building again probably about 5 years ago.
Well, you've been very prolific in the last 5 years, the amount of trucks you've built.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting better at it now than I used to be in the 80s when I was only little, a kid. So I was born in 70, so I was almost a young teenager.
Yeah.
And my skills are getting better now, and of course Facebook helps with all the pages, and you get lots of information and advice and ideas of it. So that's very helpful.
Absolutely. Now, when I was growing up in the late 70s and even into the early 80s, but particularly around the 1970s, there was a big thing about trucks. All the kids used to be building the big rigs, the Kenworths, the Macs and everything. Yeah. And I don't know what it was about that era, but it was just something about, if you weren't building a plastic model truck, you're getting beat up in the playground.
I can tell you exactly why that was happening.
Well, yeah, that happened to this. Unfortunately, some kids, they treat them like toys, but they're not toys. They're models, so
that's right.
Can't really play with them.
Absolutely not. Okay, so I dare say there's a lot of listeners out there who don't know anything about trucks. So let's start with the scale. What's the main scale that truck builders build in?
Well, the main scale for us is basically 124 scale or 125 scale.
Okay. And is there a particular brand that mainly you go for, or that you ride across the whole spectrum? Because we know that Hasegawa built some trucks. We saw Italeri do trucks. Is there a particular brand that is well known for their manufacturing of their truck kits?
Well, I'd say for in Europe, the best known brands are basically Revell and Italeri.
Yep.
And then if you go for American trucks, you got AMT, and which used to be Ertl. They got good kits too. So that's basically the three main kits I build. That's Revell, Italeri, and AMT.
Right. Now,
yep.
Is there any sort of difference between the three? Is one sort of particular manufacturer the go-to one, or are they all sort of fairly equal in their quality?
No, the quality is a bit different. The AMT, because they are very old kits. They started in the probably 60s, 70s, starting building kits. And the kits you can buy now from AMT are reissues from the old kits, are still using the same molds and all that sort of stuff. So
right,
there can be some fitting issues with AMT, and you'll have to do some cleaning up. Well, yeah, some of the parts are not very clean, and they need some cleaning up to do. And AMT, they're only specific in 125 scale too for the big trucks.
Okay. Is there a particular scale that is the go-to scale, though? I mean, because you mentioned a couple of different scales there. So when you're building...
Yeah, well, 125, 124, there's not much difference in between.
Yeah, true.
I've built a truck in the past, and which was a 125 scale Peterbilt, and I put a 124 scale sleeper on the back of it.
Okay.
You wouldn't know.
So there's only a couple of mil difference in it.
Yeah, you wouldn't notice, would you?
Is there like certain trucks that you prefer? Would you prefer building European trucks or the American ones?
Been coming from Europe originally, so I've got a soft spot for the European trucks, basically 70s and 80s, old school trucks. But I build both. I build American trucks. I build European trucks. But I do try to Australianize most of them.
Ah, that's interesting.
So if I see a truck like a Kenworth, so I look for a Kenworth kit, and then I go to a website from Oslo, that's here in Australia. They make all aftermarket parts. so I can make it an Australian truck.
Oh, yeah, just like a conversion.
Yes.
Yep.
So
But you cannot buy a model kit of an Australian truck.
No.
right. So that means you could convert from left-hand drive to right-hand drive then.
Yep.
Yeah, convert to the dashboard and put extra fuel tanks on it if they do have fuel tanks, the extra ones, and bull bars and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, that's interesting.
Fantastic.
So what was the name of that place you go to for all that aftermarket stuff?
That's Oslo.
Oslo.
Yeah.
Okay. So just anybody who's listening in, just type in Oslo into their search engine and it'll bring up the site for all those parts that they can purchase.
Yeah. And also use JLN Customs. That's he's on Facebook. He got a Facebook page, but he makes aftermarket parts as well.
Terrific. So is there a lot of aftermarket stuff that you have to buy nowadays? Are the kits that bad, or that old, I should say, not bad? Are the kits that old that you have to go and purchase aftermarket stuff, or do they...
No, but basically you can build straight from the box. But that means you basically got a stock European or stock American truck.
Right.
If you want to build something that's Australian, you have to go to aftermarket suppliers.
Yep.
When you're painting the trucks, and this is always an interesting question. So, what type of paint do you normally use for when you're? Because a lot of the trucks have very sort of striking paint schemes. Do you use a particular brand of paint when you're painting?
No, I usually go to an auto shop and buy automotive paint.
Okay.
Sometimes I just use enamel paint or acrylic paint. But if it's a specific color or metallic color, I'll just go to an automotive shop and buy a spray can.
Oh, so you just spray it right out of the can and just onto the kit? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, good.
I only recently started using the airbrush.
Yeah.
But that's mainly for weathering. I use acrylic paint, artist paint, and for the weathering stuff part.
Right. So here's the next question, I guess, is when you build your trucks, do you weather them or do you leave them in pristine condition?
Well, most of the builds I've done so far are just in pristine condition, basically. I only weathered about 2 or 3 models now, and I really start locking it and getting the hang of it, and it just looks better.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just adds that little bit of more realism.
Yeah. Because the last truck I finished is a Revell. It's a Mercedes Unimog from the 1986 Dakar Rally.
Oh, yeah, I know the one, yep.
Oh, lovely.
So I built that basically, weathered it, put some dirt on it, and put it on base. And I put a dirt base on it. I used real sand to make a base, and then I used pillow stuffing to make a dust cloud behind it.
Great idea. Great idea.
With the I don't know much about trucks. The thing at the back where the trailer hooks onto, and you know how like you often see them and they're covered in black grease, right? Yeah.
Like the turntable.
That's the one.
Is that what it's called? The turntable. Okay. Have you weathered those much at all, or?
No, I'm not. Not really. Some of the guys actually really go into very high detail and do weather the turntables, but I'm not that fanatic about it, let us say. And I'm not doing that because most of the time, if there is happen to be a trailer, well, you can't see it anyway.
Yeah, well, that's right. You're not going to see it.
Well, that's interesting. So, do the kits normally come with a trailer, or you'd have to buy them as a separate aftermarket?
No, you have to buy this. You have to buy the separate.
Right.
And some kits are some AMT kits come with prime mover and trailer, and even some of the Revell kits, the older Revell kits, but that's then a European prime mover and European trailer.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Unfortunately, there's no Australian trailers on the market at all.
Well, that's a pity. You can't build a big road train then, can you?
Well, yes, we can.
Oh, okay.
There's lots of scratch building involved.
I was going to say a lot of scratch building.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
And also from the place Oslo, you can buy all suspension and wheels and everything you need to buy a road train.
Right. So basically, all you really do is just need to make the chassis and and the sides.
Yeah, you can buy chassis as well from them.
Geez.
They supply complete kits, and you have to put it together.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to, you can scratch build it all yourself.
Oh, right.
Do you have to scratch build the those spring shaped hoses, the one that connect up to the trailer?
The airlines. The airlines.
The airlines.
Yeah, the airlines.
So the airlines, yeah, some people do, but you can buy that as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's all available.
Yeah, you'd be amazed what you can get nowadays.
Absolutely. Now, chrome.
There's lots. Yep.
Trucks have a lot of chrome in them. So, how do you tackle actually doing the chrome?
Those parts that are meant to be chrome are usually chromed in the kit.
Oh, okay.
If it's an older kit, the chrome can be damaged or that changes color or is oxidized. I usually remove the chrome by using oven cleaner.
Yep.
And then I just respray it either an aluminium color or I'm still to use the new Molotov chrome paint. I haven't tried that yet.
I will tell you straight away, that stuff is amazing. I've used it a few times and best on the market.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I have actually on kits that have a headlight on a tank, and they're not designed. It's a small tank, so it's not designed to have a chrome or a clear piece for the headlight. I actually drilled it out, and I didn't even bother cleaning up inside. I just put the chrome stuff in there, and it looks it looks just fine.
And the good stuff with the Molotov too is that the refills you can actually spray through your airbrush.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I will be getting some soon and give it a go.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's great stuff.
No, that's good.
The tyres in the trucks, they normally come rubber in the kit, or are they plastic?
Yeah, lately they're all rubber. All the kits from Ravel and Italy, they had the plastic tyres, 2 halves, and you just glue it together. But now basically all the kits that come out now, they all got rubber tyres.
Which do you prefer, the old ones or the new ones?
I do like the rubber ones because they look more realistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I do happen to have a kit that has plastic tyres, if I don't want to spend the extra dollars, I just use the plastic ones.
Yep. Just paint them up.
Because sometimes it can add up pretty quickly if you want to build a proper copy of a truck.
Tell me about I know about the expenses of kits.
So a truck kit, how much is it generally going to set you back? I mean, I know it's like asking how long is a piece of string, but average ballpark price for a 1/24th scale truck, what's somebody looking for these days?
Well, depends which kit it is. You can buy a kit these days from here in Australia. We get a little bit ripped off in prices.
Don't we know it? Don't we know it?
Let us say a truck kit $80 to $100, sometimes $110 for the kit.
Okay,
that's pretty reasonable, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you have to start getting the parts. And it all adds up quick. You can easily spend $200 to $300 on parts.
I was going to say, before you know it, you've gone through $1,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
It sounds like you'd make almost like a perfect model shipbuilder, because that's what we're going to put up with as well when we build our ships.
Yeah.
So,
I'll do my best. I'll make my models as good as I can.
Yeah.
I'm still learning, so I'll never stop learning. So every model I'll learn a bit more and get better at it.
I have a question.
But yeah, it's a good hobby.
Oh, yes. It is.
So with regards to the price, when since you have to often buy the trailer separately, how much of that cost does it compare to the actual prime mover? Like, say if it's $100 for the prime mover, like how much do you expect for the trailer?
Some trailers can be about the same price too.
No.
Okay.
There's a lot of plastic involved.
Especially some of the AMT kits, they're getting, hard to get, hard to find. And if you want some of their trailers, you pay more than $100. Some kits sell them. If you go on eBay, you pay $200 sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you really get lashed.
Well, I imagine the advantage of going on eBay is that you'll be buying an older version of the kit, which means that it was made when the molds were more fresh.
Yeah.
There's less problems with the kit when they're older editions of it.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I've had that,
Yeah, before the moulds get worn out.
Yeah.
Did you do much before you actually came out here to Australia? So did you get to many sort of shows over in Europe? And I'm just interested to see what the difference is between model shows in Europe and Australia from your point of view.
There's one really big model show every year in Belgium, and I used to go there. With I had remote control trucks as well in the past, and I was with a club with remote control trucks, so I used to do that. But yeah, the static models are really big over there as well. And yeah, it's just over the years I've been in Australia now since 2002, so that's quite a while. But yeah, if you see on the line, there's more and more shows popping up everywhere.
Oh, there is, yeah,
absolutely, yeah,
and they're huge.
Oh yes,
the shows over there are massive.
It's a really big hobby over there, and that's not just the trucks; it's just absolutely everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally agree.
One question I forgot to ask is do the truck kits come with the engines as well? And if they do you able to display them with the bonnet open?
Yes, most kits will come with an engine, and in most parts, most trucks are basically keep the hood shut.
Right.
So, because you can really spend some time in detailing engines and all that. Yeah, I don't spend all that much time on them. I paint them, glue them all together, paint them up, and put them in the chassis, and that's it.
It's a smart move.
And some older kits, there's some issues sometimes with lining the hood up to the cab.
Right.
Sometimes it sits a bit crooked, and then I said, "Bucket this, I'm just going to glue it shut."
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just going to get big gaps everywhere.
Yeah,
and it doesn't look right either.
No.
So sometimes on this podcast, we will often talk about the new kits that are coming out, and we see a lot of these new Scania trucks from Italia. Have you actually built any of those?
I haven't built the Scania yet, but I did build last year the new MP4 Mercedes Megaspace they brought out.
Okay.
And that was a brand new kit, brand new release from Italy, and that was absolutely beauty. That was, in details, so much better than the older versions of all the kits. They've really upped the market there. That's really good.
Oh, excellent.
Because they look
and
pretty
now
good.
They also, yes. The only problem is with Italy now, all the new kits they bring out, it's a European truck, and they all come in 6x4.
All right.
So I had when I got the MP4 Mercedes, 6x4, well, in Australia you don't use 6x4.
Right.
So I went to, there's another website in the UK, which is KFS, which is Kit Form Services. And I got me a 6x, what am I saying now? Yeah. European trucks come 4x2. That's it, 4x2.
Right.
And in Australia, we use 6x4.
Right.
So I had to go from the UK to get a kit to transfer my Mercedes from 4x2 into a 6x4.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, you can buy all these parts, you can buy them separate.
Yeah.
So the Mercedes in the kit comes with one driven axle.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to buy another driven axle and add it all extra length to the chassis.
Yes.
Yes, there's lots of parts needed to make an Australian truck.
Oh, I'd say there would be, yes. Now, when you do the cabs, do you add little extra bits like magazines and cans of Coke and stuff like that when you build your cabs?
No, I haven't gone to that extent yet.
Ah, right. Just bog stock.
Yes.
Yep.
Apart from the one-hand drive dash.
Yes.
I imagine that it's also limited by how much you can see inside, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop the aircraft modelers going absolutely nuts and really detailing the interior of their aircraft. So I'm wondering whether you truck guys do the same, even if you can't see it.
I've seen a few trucks.
Oh yeah, well, some of the model builders really go into fine detail, and if you see some of the models, they got absolutely everything on them.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what they can do in that scale.
Oh yeah. They're absolute artisans. Some of these guys.
Yeah, because some of the guys they talking about engines earlier. They put all the plumbing on them, all the cables and the hoses and all that in the chassis. All the plumbing, everything goes in it.
Yep.
And that's really fine detail.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
So you mentioned that you've got the Dakar Rally kit that you built,
the Unimog.
Yeah, and you put it on a base. Do you do bases very often, and do you put figures with them, if at all?
No, that was actually the first one I put on the base.
Ah.
And now that I'm happy with it and the way it looks, I'm probably gonna do more diorama type builds as well.
Oh, fantastic!
So I'm planning on building a road train one day and with 3 trailers and put that on the base with some dust or whatever.
That would be a very big base.
I was going to say that'd be a very long base.
That'd be huge.
Definitely a very long base.
I did build a diorama rock wall basket which is 2.4 meters long, which sits now in my hobby room.
Oh, wow.
I used to have that in the shed, and every time I finished a model, I just put it outside.
Yep.
And to take photos of the trucks.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Because in the backyard, we don't really have a really nice background to take photos of your models.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
So I built a diorama with a bit of a highway, and put the trucks in that to take photos.
Oh, great idea.
Clever idea.
Yeah, very good idea.
When have you ever entered any models into shows here in Australia? Because I'm just curious about the truck models, whether there's an expectation when they're judging the actual model, whether it should be pristine or whether they're happy to accept weathering on their kit when they're judging it.
Yeah, there's all different categories in truck modeling. Basically, I went to a show, and I think it was 2017. There was a show up in Perth, and basically what they do is rigid trucks, rigid with trailer, and then they do power movers as a bobtail, and then they do power movers with trailers, road trains, and that sort of stuff. And
Right.
each category, if you do happen to weather your model, you have more chance basically winning a prize.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so weathering seems to
But
be more accepted.
but there's basically no category, just let us say for weather trucks
Right, yep.
by itself.
Because I think in the car guys, they have expectation where it's sort of it's pristine, almost concourse condition, isn't it, with their cars?
Yeah,
Okay.
the
If
car
you,
guys
If you
are,
put any weathering on it, it's sort of like heresy almost.
yeah. They don't like it.
Maybe it's the same with the truck shows over in Victoria and New South Wales and all that, but over here, well, that model show was the first one in quite a few years, and the expectations weren't all that high
Yep.
or as strict as you might find in a show that runs every year.
Oh, so yep.
Because in the end, if you're going to start a new model show, and you don't want to make it too strict or too hard, otherwise people won't join up.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep. Yeah, interesting.
So I have another question. So have you ever built a B double? I'm not sure if that's
Yeah, B double.
that's a common term, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah, B double a common term. Overseas, they might not know as a B double, though, would they?
Oh, I don't know.
The only B double I've got at the moment is part of quad road train. I built a fuel tanker, and it's basically 4 trailers,
Oh,
Well, that'll be quite
which is
large.
which is almost 2.5 meters long.
Wow.
Jeez.
that's almost like ship modeling, isn't it?
So where do you store these things when they're 2 meters long, 2.5 meters long? Where do you put them?
Well, I had a few years ago. I had a display cabinet custom built, and which is just over 2 meters long.
Ah.
But then I found out that it's not long enough for a quad fuel tanker, and it's not long enough for a triple road train.
Always the case.
Oh, jeez.
Always the case.
Yeah.
So have you done many commission builds?
No, I haven't.
No.
I don't find myself a good enough builder yet to do commission builds.
Oh, right.
Well, I don't know. Looking at some of the pictures you've put up on Facebook.
pretty good, yeah.
really good. So.
Yeah. 'Cause I know a lot of the
they-
trucking companies, they go nuts for the truck models.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Especially if you can get one with like their name on the door or something.
Yeah.
There you go. They'll start throwing money at you.
But the thing is, once you start doing commission builds,
you're stuck.
And people are going to have to start paying for a model. You want it to be perfect.
Exactly. And a lot
you
of
don't
people,
want anything wrong with it.
Yep. And a lot of people, when you start putting prices out there, get a bit scared.
Yes.
I'm not paying that much.
It's not just that, though. I mean,
to be honest, if you see someone charging, let us say, $2 or $3 grand for a trailer, a power mover with a trailer, it's understandable because there's a lot of material in it.
Exactly, and a lot of man hours.
But also lots of time.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Even if you charge, let us say, only $10 an hour, it still is, in the end, it all adds up.
Oh, definitely.
And then you got the other problem, Jan, where if you're starting to build to a timetable and to somebody else's demands, it's no longer becoming a hobby anymore, is it?
No.
No, that's true.
It becomes a job.
Right. Yeah. You don't want your hobby to be a job.
No.
On the other hand, if I could make a job out of it and just doing that, I think I would consider it.
Yeah, I think we all would. Jan. I think we all would.
I think it would be better than the job I'm doing now.
Yes, true.
Absolutely. Yeah, and what I might do is I might go and get some of your pictures off your Facebook page and put it across to our On The Bench Facebook page so our listeners can get an idea of some of the things, so if you don't mind that.
That's fine.
Thank you very much for being on the show, and you've certainly enlightened us a bit more about building trucks. And one last question, I guess. If somebody wanted to start getting into this segment of the hobby, do you have a recommendation for a particular kit for them to build, or?
Basically, if you haven't built a truck before, a good kit to get is from Revell. You can buy snap kits. You don't need glue; they just snap together, and they are 125 scale. Yep. You can buy Kenworth and Peterbilts, and these are really nice kits to start off with.
All right, terrific.
And even you can buy aftermarket parts for that as well to make it more Australian if you really want to.
Yep.
Yes,
but if you never built a truck before, those are really good kits to start off with.
When I was a youngster, I built a truck once.
Did you?
I did. I built I don't know what brand it was, but I do remember it was called the Junkyard Dog. And it was an old Mack truck that was full of dents and bits missing and odd coloured door. And it was a great kit. The Junkyard Dog.
From what I've heard, Mack in America wasn't really happy with that kit.
No, I can see why. Yes, they like to see their trucks in better condition.
Yeah.
All right, Jan. Thanks very much for joining us on the bench.
Thank you, Jan.
You're welcome.
If we've got any truck questions, we'll certainly come back to you in the future.
Okay.
Definitely.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thanks, mate. Bye.
See you, Jan.
Okay. You're welcome.
Well, it's a great interview with Jan, and hopefully that's given some people perhaps an interest in truck building and where to go. And
you see some of the truck models at some of the shows, and they are just phenomenal.
They are, absolutely.
Well, that's a whole new range of building.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of things that they emphasize are quite different from the car model guys.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
for sure.
Not as much of a stickler for those perfect clear coats.
No. But you'll see like some of the graphics and like the pinstriping and that on the trucks. And they're just amazing.
Yeah.
They look amazing. I remember seeing one years ago at Model Expo, and the guy actually built it so you could remove the roof of the truck.
Oh, okay.
And he looked inside, and like it was the inside of the cab and the sleeping compartment was just full of crap.
Oh, was it all
like
just
magazines and boxes and this and that, and it really looked lived in. It was absolutely magnificent. So truck modelers, I've got a lot of respect for those guys. They really do a good job.
And it's another facet to our beautiful hobby, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
It is. All right. Well, before we go, I think you've got an announcement, Ian. You've settled on something
to our friends, our Canuck friends, in the right way up north. Yes, I will take your challenge.
Oh, challenge has been accepted.
Challenge has been accepted. I'll be going down to the hobby shop probably this weekend, and I'll pick up a Gundam. One thing though, I'm throwing a challenge back. I want to see an American muscle car,
Classic.
muscle car, late 60s, early 70s.
Okay. Let's see if
they take the bite.
Yep. Let's see if they've got the moose
And
to
if
take
you
it up.
and if you build me a really nice Mopar, I'll be even happier.
All right. Okay, on that note, I think we'll sign off. So, Ian, any further words from you?
Enjoy your hobby. Photo etch is great. It's the best thing ever invented, and it will always be your friend.
Julian.
Well, I've been enjoying Photo Watch a lot lately.
Photo watch.
Sorry, Photo Etch.
Photo etch.
A lot lately, yeah.
Yep.
But it's probably more akin to like folding paper than anything else in modeling. So it's not always cooperative. I wouldn't want to build a whole kit out of paper or photo etch.
Because when Julian was building, like one of the last things when he was building, he was using photo etch, and for some reason he ended up with a crane.
What?
A crane, he's doing his origami. He just said it's paper
that
folding.
kind of crane.
Yeah.
I was going to say I actually had a crane that on the Lexington. I was like, well, yeah, that's part of the kit.
But no. He built a crane.
Like a paper crane, yeah.
Paper crane.
You guys are crazy. All right, thanks very much. We'll be back in a fortnight. This has been On the Bench.
Bye.